Hi, I am Anna. I come from www.ntvforex.com. Ireland or Spain? Which economy is ahead? Analysis. http ntvforex.com. News ID 45434 F8/11/2029 07:21 am. The chart below shows that having been started from the same base in 1990, Ireland's GDP per capita, adjusted for prices, is about twice that of Spain. Ireland's GDP figures are overstated due to the inclusion of multinational profits, but if we knock off NBSP 25% NBSP to adjust for this, we are still looking Ireland at about 50% ahead of Spain, say, $65,000 versus $43,000 per capita. Is this justified? Well, there are a number of factors. Ireland has a higher ratio of workers with specialist qualifications in the ICT, med, pharma, and financial sectors especially. In Spain, a lot of employment in the international sector is in the hospitality sector, where qualifications are, on average, lower. However, if we look at other factors, the picture is not so clear. Spain's housing stock is about 26 units versus just over 2 units in Ireland, so it has 30% more housing units per capita. Spain has Europe's longest high-speed rail network, whereas Ireland's trains still trundle along 19th-century track. Spain has 8 cities with a metro, whereas Ireland doesn't have any. Cities with underground lines include Granada, Malaga, and Seville, where the taxable base represented by the numbers of professional workers is only a fraction of Dublin's. Another important factor is that most of Spain's manufacturing and internationally traded sectors are indigenous, whereas in Ireland multinational companies predominate. That means that while Ireland has overall a higher level of quality international employment, it is at the gift of external companies who could one day bestow their gift elsewhere. Thus, the internationally traded sector in Spain is more firmly rooted, having evolved endogenously. NBSP. Some of the factors that affect the Spanish economy are housing. Any visitor to Spain will note the predominance of flats in any construction over the last 7 or 8 decades. Whatever one may think regarding the aesthetics of monotonous breeze blocks as compared with monotonous housing estates, there is no doubt that they do solve the problem of supply, and the higher densities make public transport more functional. In Ireland, the planning system evolved to support local vested interests rather than being for the benefit of the greater good, which significantly adds to costs and makes it more difficult to change. 2. Insurance costs in Spain are only a fraction of Ireland's, and the main reason is that quantum is controlled by Parliament, whereas in Ireland it is in the hands of the courts and a runaway train. In Spain and the rest of the EU except Ireland, a book of quantum for insurance claims is published by the government, and the courts are bound by this, which means that overall levels of compensation, and hence costs, are under government control. In Ireland, the courts set damages independently, such that claims and costs are outside of government control. NBSP 3 health coverage in Spain is better and costs less. In other words, Ireland's lead over Spain is due to the multinational sector only, and the prosperity derived from this sector means the political system is able to continually defer taking tough decisions on domestic issues. If Ireland were to fix its urban and residential planning, transportation, health, and insurance issues, which are purely in the realm of domestic policy, it would go a long way to putting the economy on a more stable long-term footing. Spain achieves more with less. NBSP. Subscribe our channel to receive the news as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. If you want to read real-time news, text messages to MT5 Expert Advisors page at https://m.me/mt5.expert.advisors.